Mike, I want to know, the Mets are in the NLCS, the Yankees are in the ALCS. Give me your predictions. Who do you got in what games and how many games?
I got the Mets in 6.
Same.
I got the Yankees in 6. That's
really.
I think both will go. The Yankees, because the Yankees should be 5. 4 or 5. They're the better team, but they never play like they're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they've handled Cleveland before. Cleveland's no joke. And the Yankees beat themselves all the time. Even when they won in the Royals series, they looked terrible. So at least their bullpen saved them. They couldn't hit a lick except for Stanton. So there isn't much getting me excited enough to say, oh, the Yankees, they're going to kill this series. And they're just going right to the win. I don't know what's going to happen. I want them to win. They can win. So the Mets, they're playing the Dodgers. I can see the Dodgers at least taking 2. I know people who watch us know how biased we are for New York, and I don't care. So I think the Mets are the most dangerous team in the playoffs right now. So I don't really know. If it's a Subway series, like people are like, oh, I don't want to see Mets in the Yankees. I want to see it.
I do. Are you kidding? I want the Subway series all day. I think that New York City is better than everywhere at everything, including and especially baseball. And it would be great to make sure that the championship remains right here in the city. It'd be great. Honestly, okay, so as far as predictions go, you're talking about the ALCS. We'll get back to the Mets in a minute.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Yankees in. See, a lot of people are saying 4 or 5, and I think it's being very optimistic. I think it's honestly going to be your initial prediction, which is 6. I think it's going to be Yankees in 6. It could go 7. People are taking the Guardians way too lightly, and they're forgetting a few key things about this team. First of all, they're the 2 seed in the league. This isn't the Tigers. This isn't a team that squeaked into the playoffs. This is a team that was, by the way, they were the 1 seed for most of the year. Okay. And they're a good team. And that division is better than it's been in a long time. That team, or that division rather, people say, oh, it's only because of the White Sox. No, dude, they had 4 teams that were actually decent in that division this year. The Twins fell off at the end, but they had 4 teams in the middle of the summer that could make a case. So most nights they were playing tougher games. Also, people forget that they did trade for, if you watched the game the other day, Lane Thomas, who hit that grand slam. He wasn't on the team when the Yankees played him early in the year. He was a deadline acquisition. So they've got better bats now than they had early in the year. Also, they have the best pen in the league, and they have Emmanuel Clase, who he is the best closer in the league. Okay, look, Rivera's been retired for a long time, kids. Clase is the man now, and people are really underestimating the Guardians. If that team can pitch to their potential, they can give the Yankees real issues. Because they do actually they don't have great bats, but they've got, him and Ramirez are good bats. They can score a few runs and hold you down and win in a 4-3 game or a 3-2 game, the way that the Royals tried to do.
It's not going to be
I would say Yankees in 6. And again, if the Yankees sweep them or do it in 5, sure, I wouldn't be too shocked. But I think 6 is a good number. I think the Guardians are going to win a couple games because they've got a lockdown pen, man. One mistake pitch from Rodon or whoever in early game, somebody hits a 3-run home run. The Guardians' pen is good enough to make that stand up.
Yeah, the Yankees starting pitching they come out the gates looking flawless, and then by the 4th, 5th inning, they're giving up home runs, they're putting people on base.
Yeah, Schmidt and Rodon, same thing.
Yeah, they don't have a long shelf life, so at least the Yankee bullpen is not giving up a run. And they've been incredible, which is amazing. Even Clay Holmes, which is amazing. So he's just doing his thing. He's settled in. So they just have to hit, which they can't do, but hopefully they will. So we'll see.
All right. So that's our predictions for the ALCS. Now, as far as the NLCS goes, I was one of the first people to say this, and I DM this to a bunch of people, but I want to get it on public record. I'm going Mets in 6. I think the Mets are, as you mentioned ago, I don't think they're the best team in the playoffs. They're the hottest team in the playoffs right now. They won 2 series that I didn't think they were going to win. Most people didn't think they were going to win. They were one of the lowest seeds, if not, I think they were the 6th seed in the NL. They got in and they got hot. Every year, there's always a couple teams that get in and get hot. They're this year's. Also, from the Dodgers' perspective, they don't have starting pitching depth. Okay, everyone on that team is injured.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if
Different series, longer series.
Lindor can stay hot, and some of
Mhm.
these other guys, Vientos, all these guys can stay hot, they've got a real shot. And I really do think the Mets right now are a little bit deeper, and I think they can win in 6. Again, if it goes 7, it goes 7, or it could go the
Yeah.
other way, where Freeman and Ohtani and the Dodgers offense just goes ape shit, and the Dodgers do win. But until I see how the pitching stacks up in that series, I'm going Mets in 6.
Yeah, I think the Mets can win it in 6. If the Mets are to win it, I think it would be in 6 games. Put it that way. I mean, right now all these teams are toss-ups. They're so close. But if I'm having my guess and I'm picking my favorites, it's obviously Mets and Yankees, and the Mets just don't know how to lose anymore. They used to be really good at that. They don't.
Oh, they used to be the grand champions of that
Yeah.
until Grimace showed up. Everyone attributes it to Grimace, which I think is hilarious.
And on the radio, I was listening to the radio. They were saying more or less it's the game where I forget the pitcher's name, where he threw his glove in the stands, and the whole thing about him being a bad teammate or whatever, and they cut him, and they had a closed door meeting after that, and everything changed after that. So, I guess whatever took place, they just realized we could win. It doesn't have to be shitty like this. So, the Mets, it's just even if they're down 7th, 8th inning, it's like, well, they'll probably hit a home run in the 9th inning, because that just keeps I've never seen anything like this, the way they just keep winning. It's magic. It's something magical.
They were down to their last half inning in the wild card series. And they were down to potentially going to have to play a game 5 back in Philly, down to, I think because Lindor hit that grand slam, I think it was the 8th inning. They're a team that's not afraid of your bullpen. I don't care who you are. And that's dangerous, because I say this a lot. The mark of a great team is a team that makes you, even if you lose a game, the closer shits his pants because he walked 2 guys and he got the 3rd out via a line drive. And that's the kind of team the Mets are right now. They will scare your bullpen, and they make it feel like no lead is safe. Again, Mets in 6, man. I want that Subway Series. Let's go.
No, I love it. And I mean, even like the Yankees are in a good position. They can have a classic World Series. See the Mets. If they go, it's Mets or Dodgers, which is the Dodgers have been their rivals forever. So either way, it'll be interesting. Obviously, I prefer to see the Mets. But somebody was on the radio today saying, I'm a Yankee fan. I don't want to see the Mets because if they lose, I don't want to hear it. And it's like, the Yankees have 27 rings. They're the most successful team in sports history. The Brooklyn Dodgers beat the Yankees once. It's not like all the Yankees championships won away. So they lose. We're gonna hear from Mets fans, and the Mets are better. It's the Mets. I don't care. Big deal. You know how much winning we've done? Like, there's still plenty of baseball left. The Yankees are still the most dominant team in sports.
No, we'd have to hear it out.
I would be upset
for the next 30 or 40 years, probably. I mean, I'd rather them not happen, but I do want the Subway Series, because it would just be fun, because you get on the subway, you're walking to work. Anybody who's even a casual fan is rocking some kind of gear. It'd be a lot of fun. I'd start probably wearing my Yankee cap around town. I'm not a hat guy, but I'd start wearing it around a little bit. I think what do you think would be a lamer World Series? Would it be lamer if it was Guardians versus Dodgers, or Mets versus Guardians?
No, I think Well, for us as New Yorkers, Guardians, Dodgers would be lame. What do we care about them? Maybe the rest of the country would like that. But we want, as long as there's a New York team in there, it'll be something. It'll suck if the Yankees don't get in. It would suck if the Mets don't get in. It would suck if if you're a Mets fan and the Yankees beat you, it would suck.
It would suck, but I think it'd be funny if the Mets did get in. But I'm kind of rooting for them, though. I'm not gonna lie. I want the Subway Series. It'd be cool. That's all. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. As far as my emotions go,
Yeah, like in 2015, I was rooting for the Mets. I wanted to see them win. I knew my brother's a Met fan. I know a lot of people are Met friends or Met fans. So it's a shame that if it comes down to Yankees and Mets, you can't casually, in a fun way, root for the Mets anymore. Obviously, we're going to root for the Yankees, because they have such, like, everything that's happening with the Mets. I don't know if outside the market area knows this, but just all with the Grimace and the Hot Tool Girl and the this and the that, the song, that would turn into nothing, which would kind of be disappointing, So they have all this exciting stuff going for them. But, if it comes down to playing the Yankees, sorry.
Yeah.
see you next year if you're a
That's
Yankee
kind
fan
of how
like
I
we
felt
are.
in 2015 too, when they were playing against
Next
the
year.
Royals,
Yeah.
because they did a lot of interesting stuff there, and it was like that
Yeah.
was remember that was almost 10 years ago. That was an interesting team. They had like
Crazy.
they still had all the guys who got injured or got arrested for cocaine or whatever. They still had like Matt
Such
Harvey
good
and
is.
Thor and everybody on that team.
Yeah.
That was an interesting team. I did hear a lot of crap talk out of Mets fans, probably more in the 2-week period they made it further than the Yankees than I
Yeah.
heard from Red Sox fans when I growing up in Eastern Connecticut. But
Oh, really?
I'm still here for it, man. I Subway Series, we only get one once in a generation. The last one was 24 years ago. Okay, I was in high school when that happened, and
Yeah.
I would love to see another one. I think it'd be cool. So yeah, Mets in 6, Yankees in 6. I guess you and I are kind of in agreement on both the LCSs.
It's got to be. Are there a lot of Met fans in Connecticut? You always hear about Yankee
No.
fans in Connecticut.
No,
There's no Met fans in
there's
Connecticut?
probably a few in like Fairfield County, maybe kind of closer to the city. But no, Connecticut is mostly Yankees, and then right around like Hartford, or once you cross the Connecticut River, once you get to the East End where I'm from, it's more Red Sox because it's closer to Boston.
Right.
I'm sure there's a few Mets fans, maybe in like Bridgeport or something, but no, I would say majority of Mets fans are like Long Island, Jersey, that kind of thing, Queens.
Yeah.
So,
all right, interesting.